first musical thing I can remember doing was getting ready for the school Christmas concert, and I think it must have been, well, I must have been 4.5, or no, I was nearly 5 because my birthday's February, so it would have been in December when we just first started school. And I remember the teacher going along the line. She wanted a solo, so she was saying, "Oh, who can sing this line?" And she was going along, and different people were singing it, and they were maybe like tone deaf or something, so they're just doing it all in one note. And I remember thinking, ask me. Like, and I knew that I could do it. I was just like, ask me. And then when she asked me, I sang it, and then she picked me to do it. So I guess, yeah, early on I had a real interest in music. I found it really exciting. I really liked performing. I felt like I was more myself because I was less self-conscious. I don't know how that works, but that's how I find it. I learned the violin when I was young. I learned the violin from being about 5 to 13 or something. So that was a really good grounding in music. That was a good way to play music and also to play along with other people. You know, you practice your little piece at home, but then you get in the orchestra, and suddenly there's all these different voices, and where you've got a space, there's someone else is coming in to fill that space. So I felt like being a part of an orchestra was like part of being in a musical conversation, and I found that as well magical, that someone could compose this music and know everyone had a part to play, but the sum of it was greater than all the individual parts. I wanted to do music from being about 15 and starting my band, but before then I had no idea what I wanted to do. Nothing really jumped out to me, and I always loved music, but I didn't really know how you could make it into a career. And the sort of music that you grew up with, like the Whitney Houstons and Mariah Carey, those kind of singers, I knew that I couldn't sing like that. So I used to think, I love singing, but it's such a shame that I can't sing, you know, that I haven't got that kind of a voice. So hearing grunge music and indie music for the first time, that was the first time I thought, there's a different way to do this. It doesn't have to sound perfect and polished and really accomplished, and you have to have all these scales, and you could do something that's just the sound of you know, getting to see Kurt Cobain for the first time, or hearing Bjork or Billie Holiday. I didn't hear her till I was a teenager. It was a real eye-opener. It's like, oh, there's loads of ways to do this. That was new. First time I played anything I did was probably, I kind of wrote this gospel song. That was when I was about 14, so I think maybe I hadn't started my band yet, but I'd written this kind of gospel song, and had this little gospel choir at our church, which was it's kind of unusual for the church because it was quite a straight sort of white Baptist church, but we got into this music and we really liked it, and I wrote this song it was called "This Is the Day." But I remember getting loads of it was really good fun to do that and be able to say, right, this is your part, and have it all fit together. I thought it was amazing. I felt like it was like creating a world, like a mini world. You can decide everything about it, what are the words, what's the feel of it, what's the mood, what's the texture, how many people are involved. I loved doing that. I thought it was magical that you could just invent a little world and it would be there for, I don't know, 5 minutes or whatever. When I started off in my band, I worked with other people and they were all my closest friends, and that was great, and it was good because you're all a team in it together. But I enjoyed working on my own after that because I felt like there was so much more freedom in the direction and the sound of the music. I think the first quality you should have when you do music is to really find your own voice and your own style. So many people think, they look at what's in the charts and they think, oh, that's popular, I should try and do that. And then obviously by the time they've caught up, the fashion will be onto something else and it will just constantly be changing. So I think one thing is like to find your own style and your own voice, and obviously there's a lot of movement in that, but I think self-expression is the most important thing in music because then you feel like it's real, and then you always get something out of it as well. So I think being yourself but also writing your own songs is a good thing to do. I think no one else knows what you want to say, like no one else knows your voice. You're the one who knows what you want to bring out into the world. So yeah, having your own expression and writing your own song is the most important thing, I think.
We should try